This is a special presentation from UFC Fight Pass. Step into our world at ufcfightpass.com.
Tank, what do you say to the people that say that Tank Abbott's done? It's over. He should stop fighting, and Tank Abbott, that it's over.
Well, they don't know the situations what's going on in my life and what has gone on in my life, and really it's none of their business. But as long as I keep knocking people out and winning, that's all that matters. In my last fight, I knocked a guy out in minute 22. So that speaks for itself.
Is it over for Tank Abbott? How much longer?
Absolutely not. I hate to say it, but I need a 12-step program for fighting because I'm kind of addicted to it. I can't say no. It's a big problem for me.
I'm not afraid of Tank Abbott. People say he has a scary face, but I'm not afraid at all. Pride gave me this offer, so I took it, because it's just business.
Yeah, I've heard that Yoshida wants to stand toe-to-toe with me. Personally, I don't think that's a wise idea. I'm not going to go do judo throws with him. If I'm going to fight, I'm going to fight my fight. And if he wants to fight me, my fight, it's going to be a short night for him, leaving on a stretcher.
Let's do it.
I'm just going to go out and fight like Tank Abbott. I don't necessarily have a style, and I'll go wherever it needs to go. I'm not really intimidated about anything that he does, so if he wants to play on the ground, we can play on the ground. If he wants to do stand-up, we can do stand-up. Doesn't matter to me.
You want to knock him out?
If a knockout comes, it comes. It'd be nice. I mean, that way you don't have to breathe hard.
青コーナー183センチ123.5キロタンク
Tank Abbott is 46 feet tall, 250 pounds. This is his debut in Pride Fighting Championships.
赤コーナー180センチ104キロ吉田秀彦
Hidehiko Yoshida's 35, 5'11", 225 pounds, 3-3-1 in Pride Fighting Championships. Boss, let's not forget Yoshida's battle with Greco-Roman gold medalist Rulon Gardner. Another much bigger individual. Than again, he's not afraid to take on any fighter.
Heart of a lion.
And they are going to allow the four-point attacks. Yoshida has acquiesced, and so again, the heart of a samurai, Hidehiko Yoshida. They touch gloves, and Tank Abbott has come to Pride Fighting Championships, and his first foray is now underway, Boss Rutan.
Whoa, whoop. Here we go. Hey, look at this.
High kick by Yoshida goes in, the takedown by Abbott.
Yep, but this is Yoshida's territory.
Well, Abbott says that while the ground is not his domain, he says he's not exactly a fish out of water. Again, he's known for his witty quotes, though, Boss, so.
Yeah. He's been around the block, what, 12 years now?
As he said, this isn't his first barbecue.
Or picnic.
But on the ground, you better believe he will go for the ground and pound instead of a submission. But right now, he's going to have to try to pass that guard. Although you see Yoshida maneuvering on the bottom, trying to secure that left arm, and maybe going for a triangle here, perhaps.
Yep, now he's around. It looked like because when he grabbed that leg, he was going for a straight arm bar, but now he passed it. So Tank better keep his weight on Yoshida.
And that is one advantage that he does have over the Japanese star. But watch this now, Boss. He's in danger.
Yep.
If Yoshida's able to extend that arm fully.
He's going to first throw his right foot over Tank's head. If he can do that, he's going to push off the hip now. Yeah, he's looking for it, you see.
Yep.
Tank is smart moving with him, but now he's going to come close. Ooh. Good escape there. He felt it coming.
Puts all of his weight down on Yoshida. Yoshida now trying to strike from underneath, but again, there you see Boss trying to push away, create that distance.
Yeah, he knows now he can open his guard because Tank took him down. That means Tank is not going to stand up. So, hey, might as well play an open guard. Tank should try to pass his feet. Should go to the side mount. Would be better for him. It's too dangerous right here.
Your members of Team Tank in the corner, sorry, Boss, that are definitely shouting out instructions.
Yeah, I want to say the gi. You know, there's a lot of traction. Here we go again. An attempt, nope.
And the referee now shouts action.
Yeah, we haven't seen Tank punch yet.
And all Yoshida's doing is neutralizing the arms, and there is a right hand delivered by Abbott. But Yoshida is working though, Boss. As you see, he's trying to push away Abbott's hips, create that distance, and perhaps again go for the arm bar or a triangle. But now the ref, as they near the ropes, is going to restart them in the center of the ring. It's head referee Yuji Shimada overseeing the proceedings.
Look at that high kick. Who would have expected that, huh?
Definitely gaining his attention immediately as Kazuhiro Nakamura looks on. And he's going to push him perhaps back to the ropes.
Yep, he's used to it, pushing it against the fence. But now we have a ring.
And the fans now laughing as well, but there he is looking to go for the armbar, Boss.
Or triangle, they're too open. Now he's caught there in the ropes with his foot, so he can go for an armbar.
Can extricate him.
Yeah. Oh, if he goes over the head, he has to watch out. Tank has to watch out. Definitely looking for an armbar here. But still also can go into a triangle.
What do you suggest Mr. Abbott does here, Boss? Because he is in precarious position against a submission practitioner in Yoshida, the judo gold medalist.
Lift him up or pull his head out. That's
there you
perfect.
Go. On cue. Side control now, and Abbott could deliver some knee strikes here.
Yeah, now the weight difference does matter.
Needs to cross face here. Does Abbott?
Puts himself into a half guard.
Interesting. His corner applauded that, but there's a look of incredulity on your face, Boss.
Yeah, no, I think, hey, it's kind of strange. Reverse figure four coming up.
Needs to maneuver that arm from underneath, and again near the ropes. There's Abbott peppering him with some right. I know they're going to restart them in the center of the ring in the same position. I think the fans, when they were applauding, were maybe hoping that they bring them to their feet there, Boss.
Yeah, I think so too. It looks like Tank is pacing himself. I mean, otherwise he starts throwing bombs, but it's like he's holding himself back. It's like, okay, I need some more energy for the next 15 minutes. If it goes the next 15 minutes, of course.
There's some punches with authority by Abbott to the rib cage. Midway through the opening round. And now Abbott finally is able to remove that left hand, but back goes Yoshida. Bit of a stalemate here on the ground.
Oh, yeah, he looked for the armbar again. We saw Fedor Emelianenko doing that. Beautiful armbar he applied on Mark Coleman.
And again, this is a regular Pride fight. 1 10-minute round, 2 5-minute rounds it's scheduled for. And the referee Shimada is going to bring them back up to their feet, and Tank Abbott is issued a yellow card, and both fighters are issued yellow cards, 10% deductions from their purse. 4 minutes left in the opening round. And I think, boss, as you mentioned before, those yellow cards always seem to awaken the fighters a little bit and give them a little more pep in their steps, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, they don't want to have a second
And now,
one.
here we go.
Look at
Yoshida
this.
opening up on Abbott. There's a knee right up the middle.
And he was right. He's going to trade blows.
Good takedown defense, and it looks like Yoshida was going for his back, but now it's into the guillotine there, boss.
Yep, now he's going for a single leg here. It's going to be difficult to pull this one out, though. Or, if he can get on his feet, then not.
He can get underneath. Do you think he has? Nope, because the sprawl is there again. I was thinking maybe a high crotch pickup by Abbott, but there's
Nice
a knee strike.
Yep.
Fans responding in favor of the attempts by Yoshida.
And Tank knows he cannot stay there, you see? Oh,
And he's doing what Sakuraba
yep, not good.
tried to do with Arona. Now it's Yoshida, has his backs. If he gets the hooks in, this could be very dangerous for Tank Abbott.
Can he pull it off? He's using his own gi. You see, now this is where the gi comes in handy. And there we go, there's the choke. Whoa.
Hidehiko Yoshida chokes out Tank Abbott.
You were locked into Fight Vault from UFC Fight Pass. Hey, everybody. I'm TJ DeSantis. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you don't know what Fight Vault is, if you're new, it's kind of like the GPS of UFC Fight Pass. It's the world's largest combat sports library. I'm not going to be mad if you don't know where to start. Maybe that is even stopping you from actually signing up. I mean, it's massive. It's huge. It's got the entire historical archive of the UFC, Strikeforce, Pride FC, so many other shows. But then we got live offerings week in and week out. Some of the best live events in the world take place exclusively on UFC Fight Pass. But if you don't know where to look, especially in the archive, it can be intimidating. It's like a gigantic sandwich. You want to eat it, but you don't know how to take the first bite. I get it. Let me help you. Fight Vault is this sort of show where we take a theme and then dig into the archive and help you see some of the must-see stops. It's like going down the road with a GPS system, and it's like, hey, there's the world's largest ball of twine over there. And you're like, do I want to see the world's largest ball of twine? Now that you mention it, I think I do. Let's exit. This week's exit is 2005. We did 2007 a week ago, and now we're turning back the clock just a couple of years earlier. So you already saw the first match. It was Hidehiko Yoshida, the 1992 gold medalist for Japan in judo. He won that at the 1992 Summer Games. He took on David Tank Abbott. Man, there's a lot of things to digest about Tank Abbott, and it's all available for you right now on UFC Fight Pass. Pride, known for their sort of quote-unquote freak fights, if you will. Not every fight was a freak fight. In 2005, there were a lot of matches of consequence. One thing that Pride is known for, besides its sort of freakish fights, is their Grand Prix. And we're going to jump into the Grand Prix, mainly highlighting Mauricio Shogun Rua, but kind of tying it in with Hidehiko Yoshida. Vanderlei Silva, you know who he is. I don't need to give you much background on Vanderlei. Vanderlei defeated Yoshida earlier in 2005, and then they sent Vanderlei back out in the Grand Prix format to take on Yoshida's main student, who actually ended up fighting Yoshida in Yoshida's last fight of his career, Kazuhiro Nakamura. Now, Yoshida, he was known for wearing the gi, not something you see in modern mixed martial arts. Sometimes the gi can help you. I mean, more often than not, in situations where you're a savvy, experienced judoka, the gi is going to help you. But sometimes the gi hurts you. And unfortunately for Kazuhiro Nakamura, he found that out the hard way when he took on the Axe Murderer. Let's jump into it. It is Vanderlei Silva, Kazuhiro Nakamura. It is Pride on Fight Vault on UFC Fight Pass.
青コーナー178センチ 92.9 キロ中村和弘
Kazuhiro Nakamura is 26, 5'10", 205 pounds, 6-3 in Pride Fighting Championships.
赤コーナー182センチ 92.4 キロ
Vanderlei the Axe Murderer Silva is 28, 5'11", 205 pounds, 18-1, 1-1 no contest in Pride. It is the main event of Critical Countdown 2005, boss. The final quarterfinal matchup in the 2005 Pride middleweight tournament, and this is it. The stare down. Nakamura wants no part of it.
No, I never actually did it too. You know, it's like giving your energy away to your opponent or something.
All right, Nakamura's wearing the half gi. Silva looks like a caged animal. The main event is underway.
Oh, there a big right hand from Nakamura already.
He's known for his powerful right.
Oh, he's got to keep looking though. Keep your eyes on your opponent. Even when you bow.
Silva knows the scouting report on Nakamura, knows his judo background, probably feels that Nakamura's going to try to take him down, but right now it is a stand-up exchange. And you know, Silva in the last few months, 6 months, has really changed his game plan. Doesn't come out like the house of fire that we saw in the past, boss.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And again, I mentioned it. Nakamura is wearing the gi. I really think it's the half gi, actually, yes. I really think it's for the clinch. So he's got more grip and can take Vanderlei down.
A lot of people thought in the first round, if it wasn't for the yellow card, that Yoshida may have even beaten Vanderlei Silva. Now, and a good job of slipping past that. Yoshida smiles at the way Nakamura was able to avoid that barrage of punches from the Pride World Middleweight Champion.
Look how easy he moves away from the kicks.
Nice knee by Nakamura.
Beautiful. And this is what Nakamura wants. Close in.
There's some knees from the champion.
Yep.
Nakamura, some good positioning and balance.
Nice. Woo.
Great exchange there. Silva says that Nakamura is one of the toughest Japanese fighters. He cites his faith in God as the biggest thing that's kept him mentally strong and on top of the middleweight division for over 4 years. Oh, Nakamura misses with the right and then is met with a counterpunch from Silva. You'll have to be careful of that, boss.
Yes.
And again, Silva doing a good job of the counterpunch here.
Yep, but if you know your opponent's counterpunching, you can counter that counter again.
Great job, low kick by Silva, but then immediately the left hook by Nakamura.
Oh. Nakamura dramatically improved in his stand-up game. Look at this. The way the low kicks come out.
Good timing by Silva, though, there, boss. As Nakamura delivered the kick, Silva immediately responds with a 1-2 combination, and boy, oh boy, they're immediately responding in kind. A great start to the main event of Critical Countdown 2005 in the final quarterfinal contest of the 2005 Pride Middleweight Tournament between Vanderlei Silva and Kazuhiro Nakamura. Mauro Ranallo, Boss Rudin ringside. We hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching it, as Nakamura almost got tagged with that right hook. Oh, but again, that right almost lands, and now Nakamura tries to bull. Oh, he's tagged with that right.
That's not
good. Into the closed guard. And I was going to say, boss, should one of these fighters try to maybe establish the jab to get the distance, but now Nakamura in danger here of feeling one of those kicks.
Whoa, there we go. Backward knee bar, he has a knee bar. He could have gone for a knee bar. So, Vanderlei, he just should have fallen back and he had a knee bar there.
Half guard now by Silva, the fans here respond.
Looking for a side choke.
Nakamura's position.
We're going to break him up, stand and restart him in the center of the ring.
Nakamura eliminated Kevin Randleman in the first round. Looked good doing so. Here's some trademark Vanderlei Silva, but then
saved by the rope.
Lost positioning there.
He was saved by the rope. You see it redirected his kick.
And Nakamura could go to work on the leg here as well, but now into the half guard. Now trying to use his gi. Maybe an Ezekiel choke, but no, it's trying to pass the guard now, standing up. Looking for the gi there. So indeed, Nakamura wearing the gi for a reason. Now a stand-up exchange.
Don't brawl it out with Vanderlei, I always say. Just don't take the risk. Pick your shots. Because he's good in brawling.
Swinging for those fences. And boy, oh boy, here's something that maybe a lot of people didn't expect to see. Nakamura willing to engage toe-to-toe with Vanderlei Silva.
Whoa.
You talk about... Oh, hey! All right!
Oh, that he shouldn't have done! He shouldn't have thrown that out! It was bothering him. Not good. He should reposition himself. Those strikes are not enough to KO him, so he needs to do something now. Get out of the situation.
Single leg there, trying to reposition himself, but now Vanderlei, the great balance of position, has full mount, and this could very well spell trouble for Nakamura. Hammer strikes. Valiantly trying to avoid this brutal onslaught of punches, and it is over. Vanderlei Silva dispatches Kazuhiro Nakamura, and Silva's one step closer to defending his middleweight tournament championship.
Nakamura should not have thrown out his jacket, because at the moment he did it, his defense was down, and that was the moment he got clogged.
Not only did he throw away his half gi, but perhaps threw away any chance he had of recording an upset here against Vanderlei Silva, because until that point, he was giving the champion a pretty good run for his money. But at 5 minutes and 24 seconds of the first round, the referee steps in, and via TKO, Vanderlei Silva ends Nakamura's run in the middleweight tournament.
Unreal. But Vanderlei is back, and he did what he said he was going to do. He said, no judges are going to decide if I'm going to win or not. I'm going to take him out this time. And he was right.
Oh, the dang gi getting in the way of Nakamura, but let's be honest, I don't think it was going to help him anyway. Vanderlei Silva getting it done. This is Fight Vault from UFC Fight Pass. Hey, everybody. I'm TJ DeSantis, looking back at the year that was 2005. The best of Pride, the best of the UFC. We'll get to the UFC a little bit later on. We're going to stick with this Grand Prix format. In Pride, they had two main weight classes for the longest time. It was heavyweight, and then they called it middleweight, what we would call light heavyweight here in the States. They also adopted welterweight and lightweight later on in the Bushido series. But this is a middleweight Grand Prix, and it was really the breakout year for Mauricio Shogun Rua. We're going to look at his entire, well, not his entire, almost all of his Grand Prix run that year. And I actually got to look at my list and see where we pick up at. Okay, right here. Shogun. Yeah, Shogun. Doing some big things. And he kicked off this Grand Prix run by beating then future UFC light heavyweight champion Quentin Rampage Jackson. This was an interesting fight. A lot of people thought that Rampage was the next big thing. And don't get me wrong, he still very much was. But there was a subsect of people that were getting behind Shogun. Shogun, the brother of Murillo Ninja. It's so weird for me in modern times to have to explain to you who Ninja is, because everybody knew who Ninja was, but didn't know much about his brother. Now everyone knows who Shogun is, but doesn't really remember much about Ninja. Maybe one day we'll have to do a whole Ninja anthology here on Fight Vault. But let's take a look at Mauricio Shogun Rua's rise to superstardom in a lot of ways in Japan before he came over to the States. It's Shogun versus Rampage. This is Fight Vault on UFC Fight Pass.
My last fight, man, it was that. My last fight. There's probably, in the future, probably see some more bad fights out of me and say, oh, he ain't the same anymore. You know, anything can happen, you know what I'm saying? A fight is a fight. You know what I'm saying? You know, I made some mistake in cutting weight and stuff like that, and I was dehydrated. You know what I'm saying? I always got excuses for everything. All you gotta do, you know what I'm saying, just email me or call me or something. I'll tell you, don't talk bad about me. You know what I'm saying? It'll be okay. You know, I wasn't myself in my last fight. You know, and I was lucky that it was a short notice fight for Ninja as well, or he would have, you know what I'm saying, kicked my butt a little harder. You know, but it's all good this time though.
I think it's going to be a very hard fight, but I'm really well prepared to fight both standing and also on the ground. I've trained a lot of Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu on the ground, and I think it's a good chance to represent Brazil and my academy.
If I was in Shogun's corner and he was getting ready to fight me, I would say, hey, that guy's unstable, man. You know what I'm saying? Be careful, because you don't know what he gonna do. He might do anything. Hell, he don't even know what he's gonna do. So be careful, man. That guy's unstable. Be on your P's and Q's.
I'm not worried about it, because I'm very well prepared.
Shogun has no chance to beat me. I don't want to say that then something happened, I tripped on my big toe and go out there and fall on my face, then he jump, you know what I'm saying, jump and do the little foot stomp on the back of my head. You know, anything happened, but, you know what I'm saying? No, he can't hang with me. If I come in 100% and Shogun come in 100%, man, I don't think he'll get out the first round. I don't think he can get out the first 5 minutes, man. Shogun be lucky if he get out the first 5 minutes with me.
I think it's going to be a very good fight, but I will knock him out in the very first round.
Mauricio Shogun is 23, 5'10", 205 pounds, an unblemished record in Pride at 4-0. Quentin Rampage Jackson, 26, 6'1", 205 pounds, 10-4 in Pride Fighting Championships. And again, joining us for guest commentary, Pride's latest signing, the New York badass, Phil Baroni.
Now, this is such an important fight for Quentin. He needs to win this fight. I mean, if he doesn't win this fight, it's going to be very difficult for him.
Equally important for Mauricio Shogun, as he has revenge on his mind. He felt that his brother was robbed the last time at Pride 29 Fists of Fire, and we are almost getting ready here. Final instructions, the referee calls for the bell, and Phil and Boss, this should be a war.
Wow, he came out hard.
Through a hard one, too.
Yep.
A hard one, too.
And he hit him.
See, Rampage got to get off first on the feet. I like Rampage a lot better when he's working his jab and getting off the way he did against Chuck Liddell. When he goes into that counter-punching type of defense that he did the last time he fought Vanderlei, you know, he's waiting too much. He's got to get off first, especially against this kid.
Yeah, you cannot let him get into his own game, because if you do that, Mauricio will be all over you. And once you go to the ground, he's got the kicks to the legs, to everywhere.
And his confidence will grow. You know, he'll gain confidence. You got to take him out of the fight right away. Show him he doesn't belong in the ring with you.
Shogun has proven to be a Pride prodigy thus far. All 4 of his fights ending in knockout. And here he is, his toughest test to date against Pride veteran Quentin Rampage Jackson.
And there's the jab. That's what he's got to use. He's got to get that jab, not worry about the low blow. He's got a cup on and get to that jab.
Misses with the wild right.
Good check. You should double that jab now. So you don't wait.
Whoop. Tie clinch and the patented knees from the shoot box veteran.
That one was close to the chin. So was that one.
Quentin should get out. He should get out. He should go to the side. This is very dangerous. Come on, he lost 2 fights like this.
Yeah, you would think he would work on the defense.
Yeah, whoa, I think
the knees have already rattled Rampage Jackson, who's along the ropes.
He's in trouble. He's definitely hurt. Something hurt him. It might have been a knee to the chin. It might actually land on the chin. He's hurt. He's doing the right thing here, getting his head, though.
Yep, he needs to lock his hands. Whoa, no. Does he have a double underhook? No. One-on-one.
He's in the over-under. All right, he should get his head together. He should get it out of his butt. That's what he should do right now.
Shogun said he would keep the fight standing, uses Muay Thai skills. We've already seen that. He's undefeated in Muay Thai, 10-0, and really so far taking the fight to Rampage, Phil.
Yeah, he's taking it to him. Rampage is letting him get off first, kind of the way Kevin was in his fight earlier tonight. He's got to get off first. Right here, he's got to use that use that overhook to dig his right arm underhooking. He's got to pull him forward to straighten him out and face him. Now he's digging the underhook.
And Mauricio is doing a good job here with the knees to the thighs of Quinton Jackson. And let me tell you, you do not want to have too many of those knees because you can't walk anymore. Once you can't walk, it's going to be a problem in fighting.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be immobile with this guy on top of you.
Rampage is the wrestling veteran here, Phil. What does he have to do now to turn the tables with Shogun having him hemmed along the ropes?
He's got to dig his right underhook deeper and use it, jack it up. He's definitely got to jack up that right underhook. You see Shogun with his head on the left side. He's got to jack it up, get his head back towards the middle. Rampage got to put his head on that side and actually get his forehead in his ear. If he had his forehead in his ear, he'd have control of that tile.
Okay, now Quinton looks a little bit, like you said, he's waiting. Oh, no.
He's tired or hurt or something. He doesn't look right. He doesn't look himself. He's looking to the referee.
And there's a takedown by Shogun, and he'll try to pass the guard right away. Right now, caught in the open half guard. And Phil, that seems to be the theme tonight. What is your take on what's transpired in this, the deepest talent pool in MMA history, but so far not really going according to plan?
I'll tell you what it is. All these guys are in the same situation I was in my last fight. They're trying not to lose rather than win. There's so much at stake. They're trying so hard to not lose.
Big knee by Shogun.
And Shogun is just going for it. That's the difference right here. Man, I think Rampage might be hurt to the body or something. He's hurt to the body. Yep. He's hurt to the body. Shogun recognizes it and goes for the kill with a big left hook to the liver.
You know, you mentioned it, Phil, that Shogun has a lot going for him. He saw Silva, his teammate, beat Jackson twice. He, of course, is trying to avenge his brother's loss in Jackson's last fight, and so far he is making him pay.
Yeah, all that is out the window, man. He's fighting for himself right now, I'll tell you that much. And he smells blood, and he's going for it. That's the bottom line. He's going for it. He's got nothing to lose. He's a huge dog in this fight, and he's letting his hands go, and he's going for the fight.
And, boss, you saw the look on Quinton's face, the last knee, the wincing, and now he's shouting out something to his corner. He's in pain.
Yeah, his rib is hurt, man. I saw it. He's got to just go for it, man. He's got to throw. He's got to let his hands go.
Oh, an uppercut hurt him. Not good, not good.
Man, they say, man, there's a thing that says when you get knocked out once, it's easy to get knocked out each time.
Muay Thai master Shogun absolutely decimating Quinton Rampage Jackson in this, the first round. The youngest competitor is really taking it to the Pride veteran.
You know, you see Quinton, he's got a heart of a lion, will not go down, but this is not good. This is not good. Yeah, this is the end of the fight. Oh.
Mauricio Shogun has just electrified the crowd and perhaps shocked many MMA fans.
Shocked me. Shogun's for real. Shogun's for real, and he has arrived. Man, there's no Americans in the tournament. I can't believe it. You know, we shut the door on that right there. You know, he's definitely hurt. He definitely has a hurt rib. Who knows if he had it earlier coming into the fight or re-injured it. You know, had it in training and maybe he got better, or maybe he was hurt the whole time.
Alistair is very athletic. He has a good ground game, but I have trained a lot for this fight, and I will beat him.
Well, he's got good cardio, and his striking is pretty good. But nothing worries me, actually.
I've trained hard on my jiu-jitsu, and I'm sure I can submit him, but I think I can definitely knock him out.
Well, whatever. We're going to see tonight. Well, this tournament has been the biggest thing in my life. Becoming Pride champion is, for me, the ultimate goal. So we're going to do everything we can. I've done everything I can to achieve this goal, and I'm not going to let this guy, 23 years old, whatever, stand in my way. And I'm going to show him that in the ring.
Alistair Demolition Man Overeem is 25, 6'5", 205 pounds, 6-2 in Pride Fighting Championships. Mauricio Shogun is 23, 6'1", 205 pounds, 6-0 in Pride. So, boss, there will be a new 2005 Pride middleweight tournament champion. Wanderlei Silva vanquished by Ricardo Arona in the first semifinal battle, and it'll be interesting to see if that has any impact whatsoever on Mauricio Shogun's mental state, even though, again, he is in it for himself. But again, Shooterbox is such a family, boss, and he is now facing Alistair Overeem. And this is the second semi-bout, and round one is underway. And again, that reach advantage, a takedown by Overeem into side control. And you know that Shogun, known for his clinch work, but look at this, north-south position right away by Overeem. Even manages to connect with a knee to the forehead and a right, and there's that high kick.
Whoa, they're firing.
And we anticipated this. No feeling out process whatsoever. And you know that that's going to be a disadvantage for Shogun. Trying for the takedown, but great balance by Overeem. And boss, let's talk about this. You know that throughout his short career in Pride, the undefeated Shogun has had that great tie clinch, which has been very successful. It's going to be very difficult to tie clinch the much taller Overeem in this fight.
Yeah, also because he's taller, but also because
nice hammer fist.
He comes from Holland, and he did a lot of Thai boxing matches. And trust me, his corner, Lucien Carbine, they clinch is his game. He's the master of the clinch. Oh, this fight, they're going to run out of gas. It has to look at the pace of this fight. 1 minute and 10 seconds.
By Overeem and a knee up the middle.
Ooh.
And he hasn't given Shogun a chance to get on track, as Overeem from the outset has given Shogun the out. And again, Overeem just throwing Shogun to the canvas. Now we saw Shogun with Nogueira, another knee to the head. It was Shogun taking advantage of Nogueira in the quarterfinals, and it's a changing of that here with Overeem manhandling Shogun early on.
Very impressive.
It's turning into a bit of a nightmare for the vaunted Shooterbox team so far in this semifinal round of the tournament, boss.
Yeah, but you know, it's Shootbox.
It's
so
very
anything
early,
can happen.
I know.
Yep.
There's a, it looked like he was going for that guillotine choke of his, in which he's taken care of his last 6 opponents.
Good takedown defense.
Man, tremendous. And now he's looking for that guillotine choke again. Nice reversal attempt by Shogun, but look at Overeem, boss, turns right into it.
That's what I said. They spent so much energy. This costs so much power.
Clinch work.
Knees to the legs. Everything is going here.
2.5 minutes gone, and they have expended nothing but energy thus far. It's been a tremendous opening 2.5 minutes between Overeem and Shogun. And again, some great sprawl work by Overeem.
Oh, guillotine coming up.
Oh,
he's got
goodness.
it. He's got it.
Guillotine by Overeem.
It looks like he can finish Mauricio Shogun.
Is it?
Oh, nice escape here.
Shogun pops his head out. Amazing.
That is crazy.
Half guard of Overeem. Holy, 7 in a row. The guillotine choke, but Shogun escaped it.
Woo. Yeah, they were sweating there in the corner. But now, here,
what a wild start to Final Conflict 2005. And now it is Shogun in the half guard, as you mentioned, boss. And Overeem trying to scramble underneath, now half butterfly guard.
He's going to close the guard. Yeah, that's the smart thing to do, especially with Mauricio.
There's Shogun trying to drive the elbow, and now some lefts and rights. Trying to drive the elbow into the midsection, drive some air to the lungs, but now Overeem probably going to try a stomp. No, a kick to the head. And another kick, and that's going to help out Shogun's cause. Knee strike. But look at Overeem get back on his feet. This is a tremendous battle. And another takedown, but this one, great balance and leverage by Shogun. And he's back into side control. So back and forth we go, Mr. Rutan.
On the edge of my seat here, I'm moving around. This is a good fight. Whoa, goes to the side mount.
And there's that arm. He could be looking for the Kimura. Even an arm bar. Alistair's got to
He knows.
Get busy underneath there. Probably you're right. He could maybe even be playing possum. A knee strike from the bottom.
It's dangerous now, though.
And he is. I mean, Shogun looking to snatch that arm. Now the knee on belly position. Dropping some left hands.
Good job here from Shogun. Look at this.
Looking for the ankle pick. Another kick to the head and a stomp attempt.
Holding on to the leg.
And he's using the ropes, which is not allowed here at Pride Fighting Championship. Look at that, those heel strikes, boss.
Yeah.
Shogun resorting to the shoot box playbook. And now into half butterfly guard. So the Shogun has turned the tables now. Early on, it was all over him, but now Shogun taking advantage of the Dutch Demolition Man. And you have to wonder how much fuel they've already consumed, boss.
Yeah, I said it before, the pace, it's extremely high, especially the clinching, the throwing, mount position. Side mount. Knees, I just want to say.
Big time
pretty
left
sure.
knee. And again, that left arm, boss, in a precarious position for Overeem.
He has to watch out. You're absolutely right.
Oh, another
trapping
knee
the arm.
strike.
No, it's bad.
Good job of trapping that arm by Shogun. Only 23 years old, undefeated. Look at this bound. Now some ground and pound by Shogun.
Alistair should buck up as hard as he can so that Mauricio has to look for balance and can punch.
And the fans now getting behind the efforts of Shogun, trying to wing block his Overeem or answering the phone, as El Waffle likes to call it. And now he needs to defend himself intelligently here, boss.
Yep,
3.5 minutes remaining.
They have to watch out, otherwise the referee's going to step in. Oh,
And now he's
one arm again.
trying to neutralize that left arm, and now just raining in those lefts, and it is over! Shogun continues his winning ways at Pride Fighting Championships, and it will be an all-Brazilian final in the 2005 middleweight tournament at 6 minutes, 42 seconds. Shogun via TKO takes care of Alistair Overeem. Shogun will face Ricardo Arona, and what do you think, boss, is on his mind? Maybe a little revenge for what happened to the shoot-the-box leader, Vanderlei Silva. We anticipate an electrifying final between Shogun and Arona.
Yep, that's going to be a grudge match. Here, the guillotine choke attempt. But Shogun escaped, and from this moment on, it was all Mauricio Shogun. Hoo-ha.
Shogun advances to the final, improves to 7-0. Alistair Overeem falls to 6-3. But you know what? For Alistair Overeem, this was a tournament in which he put himself on the map in MMA and here in Pride Fighting Championships. A tremendous effort, but boss, just too much. The 23-year-old youngster, a force to reckon with. And what a final it's going to be. We are going to crown a new tournament champion here at Final Conflict 2005. Will it be that man, Mauricio Shogun, or the Brazilian Tiger, Ricardo Arona? We'll find out in the main event.
Go! Here we go.
Final is on the way. We are indeed going to crown a new Pride middleweight tournament champion. Will it be Ricardo Arona, who is indeed on the cusp of enjoying his biggest night ever, for that matter, also for Mauricio Shogun, and what an artistic spinning kick that was.
Beautiful here. Now see what, look at this. Hey, Umapalada. He's got it? Does he have, no, slips out, I think. No, it's still there.
Right off the bat.
Oh no, he's out. Whoa, wouldn't that be something?
And looking for the knee right away, and a stomp kick.
Uh-oh, to the crotch.
This Mauricio Shogun, 23 years of age, undefeated at 7-0. You talk about a supernova.
There's no stopping in him. Look at this.
This is his coming out party. I mean, he is definitely putting himself on a map of superstardom.
There we go, the first knee.
And he's manhandling Arona thus far.
What a start! He's scrambling up here. Arona is good in stopping him, but no. He's getting up. What a beginner, round number one.
Man, I mean, there's almost a danger that Arona had already done what he came to do in defeating Vanderlei Silva, but really, Arona, there's one more match here, the championship final, and he needs to regroup and try to deliver a knee there, but Mauricio Shogun, you couldn't ask for a better start from the Shoot Box youngster.
Beautiful. He knows, he has the stamina, age is working for him too. The family is watching, Vanderlei is screaming.
You know, he's already been involved in what has to be a nomination. Oh, nice
beautiful
takedown. Looking to pass the guard immediately as well, but now is in the open half guard there. He had an entertaining battle with Alistair Overeem before TKOing the Dutch Demolition Man, and so far, look at that, boss, trying to push on the leg and trying to pull out the leg to pass the guard.
Beautiful work here. Nice side mount control. Nice elbows there to the rib cage.
We are seeing an onslaught courtesy of Brazilian or Shooter Box Mauricio Shogun on Brazilian top teams Ricardo Arona. And I don't know if Ricardo Arona is totally aware of what's hitting him right now.
North-south position, no. You cannot let Mauricio go to the north-south position. Look at this. He just gets up right away.
We're seeing a one-man clinic here, boss.
Look at this, it's over! It's over!
Unbelievable! I don't think I've ever seen a more dominating performance in my life, Boss Rutan.
Oh, unbelievable! Look at this! The family is in there!
Celebration here at the Saitama Super Arena, and I think really next to Mauricio Shogun, the happiest man in the ring, and there he is, it's Vanderlei Silva! Oh my God! 2 minutes, 53 seconds of the opening round. We've got a new Pride Middleweight Tournament champion. His name is Mauricio Shogun. And yes, my friends, he is indeed an MMA superstar.
Whoa! Wow! 23, unbelievable. What a future. What a future this guy has. Look at him, top of the world at 23. I was 28 when I started. I can't believe it.
And you talk about experiencing the ultimate highs and the most devastating lows in all in one night. You talk about Ricardo Arona's evening. Let's take a look at this action, boss.
Knees to the body. He's going everywhere. Beautiful tie clinch, moves him to the side. Hammer fist here, and that's it. It's over right on the button there. Whoa.
Look at the celebration erupting immediately, but boss, again, from the outset, it was an unbelievable display, and for Ricardo Arona, really, I don't think he fully understood what hit him from the very beginning. Mauricio Shogun came to this ring to seriously send a message to Arona that not only was he going to win the tournament, but he was going to avenge what happened to the team leader for Shooter Box, Vanderlei Silva.
Whoa, I'm blown away. I'm sitting here, I'm speechless. It's just unreal the way he came out. He came to do business.
Look at that celebration. Unbelievable.
Vanderlei, look at him.
Wow.
Oh, goosebumps.
You better believe it, my friend. Look at that picture.
And there's Shogun Hua wrapping it up, getting the big win, becoming the Pride Grand Prix champion for 2005 in the middleweight division, actually avenging his teammate loss, Vanderlei Silva's loss to Ricardo Arona. I don't know if it's Ricardo or Ricardo. I always tend to go soft R's with Brazilian names, but some, like Roger Gracie, he says his name is Roger Gracie, but it's Hodger Gracie. Is it Ricardo Arona? I think it probably is, but everyone said Ricardo. Even if you were like a savvy hardcore, still said Ricardo. I don't really know why. All right, let's shift gears. Let's go from the land of the rising sun to the Octagon. UFC 54, I believe this was. Former UFC heavyweight champion Tim Sylvia takes on Trey Telligman in a fight that kind of lives in infamy as it ends with a knockout, and Trey Telligman was really never seen from again in MMA. And I think there was like a Reddit thread that someone convinced someone that Sylvia had, we might be on YouTube here, unalived Trey Telligman. And if you were watching the broadcast, you could see maybe why people thought that. One, the knockout was devastating. Two, we never really saw Telligman on that broadcast again. He got stretchered out. He was fine. But once he gets knocked out, the cameras, they don't go back to him. And I understand why. Let's take a look back at it. UFC 54, it was called Boiling Point. It's Sylvia, the former UFC heavyweight champ, taking on the Lion's Den product in Trey Telligman. You're watching Fight Vault on UFC Fight Pass.
Our tail of the tape for this heavyweight matchup, brought to you by Zion's Extreme Supplements for extreme athletes, available at GNC stores nationwide. 40-year-old Trey Telligman is 11 years older than Tim Sylvia, 6 inches shorter, and gives away 3.5 inches of reach. That's the big thing that Trey talked about all week long, Joe, is how do I counter the reach advantage that man, Tim the Maniac Sylvia, has. We will soon find out. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first the fighter standing to my left. This man is a submission fighter. He holds a professional record of 15 wins with 4 losses and 1 draw. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 229 pounds. Fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas, introducing Trey Telligman. And now introducing his opponent standing across the octagon. This man is a Miletich Fighting Systems fighter. He holds a professional record of 20 wins with 2 losses. He stands 6 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 264 pounds. Fighting out of Davenport, Iowa, please welcome the former UFC heavyweight champion of the world, the Maniac, Tim Sylvia. When the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Mario Yamasaki.
Mario Yamasaki, our referee. Big-time heavyweight, potentially slugfest between Tim Sylvia, the former champion, and Trey Telligman, the UFC veteran.
There you go, gentlemen. Go back away. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go!
All right, here we go.
It's interesting, before the fight, Tim raised his hand up and nodded at Trey as if we're going to touch gloves, and Trey said yes. Good sportsmanship by these guys before the fight even starts.
You know what? They have tremendous respect for each other because, as you've said many times, Joe, you got the guts to step into the cage and fight at the levels these guys do. You have to have respect. Trey's going to try to use angles. He's going to try to avoid the big hit and the big reach advantage of Tim Sylvia, and a good kick there.
Nice kick by Tim.
Tim can be devastating with his knees, but we haven't seen him in quite some time. Of course, he got submitted a couple of times, but always have to watch out for the knees of Sylvia because he's so tall. I mean, it's just a quick hit.
Yeah, looks like his strikes have tightened up quite a bit, too.
He's been working striking a lot at the Miletich camp and then working his ground game as well as more striking and his conditioning with Billy Rush and Jeremy Horn and everyone in Utah.
He was surprised by Arlovsky's speed. He got caught with the right hand. And again, I mean, the great champions always come back better from their losses. Nice uppercut. Beautiful counter right there. He countered Trey rushing in and caught him with an uppercut.
And Sylvia, remember, a wrestler as well. And so, you know, if you're going to take him down, you're going to have to really work towards it. His ground skills, he's no ground wizard as far as the submissions are concerned, Joe, but he has a good takedown defense.
You know, in his defense, honestly, we don't even know how good his submissions are because he doesn't use them.
Yep.
I mean, we've only seen him knock guys out or get tapped himself.
He's really using the feet very well early on, trying to bruise up that left leg of Trey Telligman.
I'm pretty sure anybody from the Miletich fighting camp has submissions. I mean, those guys are so well-rounded.
Especially when you consider he's been doing so much training now, mano-a-mano with Jeremy Horn, who we'll see next in the main event of the evening.
Yeah, who is a submission wizard.
Absolutely, trying to steal the belt from the Iceman, Chuck Liddell, the light heavyweight champion. Good counter with the right.
So far, I'm impressed with Tim Sylvia's boxing.
Sylvia really trying to clean up his strikes.
I mean, he's got such a long reach.
6'8". Trey already cut underneath the left eye. Trey will look, I think Trey will look a lot of times for the counter because that's going to be his opportunity to slip underneath.
Yeah, if he rushes in, he's going to get caught with jabs and punches. He rushed in before, he got hit with an uppercut. It's getting past those gigantic long arms.
Good right hand. Try to slip underneath. Yeah, there's that long reach advantage of Sylvia. Trey has been doing some professional boxing, so he's extremely confident in his hands. A lot of stand-up fighting for Trauma. Got caught again, though. And when you get caught with these little gloves, you feel it.
Nice leg kick by Tim. It's interesting, Trey actually predicted a submission win in this fight.
I think he knows toe-to-toe as much as he is a toe-to-toe guy, and he loves to go stand up. He did it with Pedro Hizzo twice. You know, I mean, this reach advantage is what you eat. You eat a jab when you try to come in. He just ate a left jab there.
Yeah, his face is getting bloody because they just took a nice right hand by Tim Sylvia.
Yeah, Tim's really pinpoint tonight.
Trey's rushing in. He's just having a really hard time dealing with that reach.
As everyone who goes toe-to-toe does. Don't forget UFC 55. Heavyweight championship between Andrei Arlovsky and Paul Buentello. Friday, October 7th. Information on how you can get your tickets later on tonight. They are available. So we hope to see you at the Mohegan Sun in Uncasville, Connecticut. Mike over Joe Rogan. Glad to be here tonight. Las Vegas. A slip for Trauma.
Tim's landing some really good right hands. Glancing right hand by Trey landed. An inside leg kick.
Front kick.
Nice left hook.
Sylvia ducks underneath again.
You see how Trey's got to kind of leap in with these shots.
Exactly,
to deal with
Joe,
that
and that's where he gets pinned with that jab. Trey's keeping his hands up and open. Trey's comfortable in stand-up, though. That's the one thing you can't talk about enough. That blood's starting to affect him, starting to roll into the eye a little bit. Caught him there.
Can't reach him.
Yep.
He's getting bloodied up. He can't reach Tim Sylvia. Nice inside leg kick by Sylvia.
First round is going to belong to Tim Sylvia. Was he savable or is it over? It is over.
Well, it's over no matter what.
Tim Sylvia knocks out Trey Telligman at the bell.
Wow. Our tale of the tape for this, our main event of the evening, two young up-and-comers. 23-year-old Diego Sanchez, the welterweight winner of the Ultimate Fighter 1, against 22-year-old Nick Diaz. Diaz has a bit of a reach advantage, but I will tell you, these are two young warriors.
Diego driven by Zen, very strong internally, as was prominently displayed in the Ultimate Fighter 1 reality series. And Nick Diaz is an angry young man ready tonight to send the ultimate message. Time for the main event of the evening here on the Ultimate Finale Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Las Vegas, Nevada. Mike Goldberg, Joe Rogan, our fine Ultimate Fighting Championship crew is set for a clash of welterweights. And for the official introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the main event of the evening. This fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first the fighter standing in the blue corner. This fighter is a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu fighter. He holds a mixed martial arts record of 11 wins with 3 losses. He stands 6 feet tall and weighted at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Stockton, California, Nick Diaz. And now introducing his opponent, standing across the octagon in the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist who holds a perfect mixed martial arts record of 15 wins with no losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, please welcome Diego Nightmare Sanchez! And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Big John McCarthy.
Let's go.
All right, guys, you receive your instructions inside the locker room. Step back. You receive your inside the locker room. Any questions from you, Diego? Fight clean, fight hard, fight fair. Step back. Let's go. Let's go.
Wow!
Bad blood right away.
Bad blood, and we have great anticipation for Diego against Diaz.
Move yourself over. Let's go. You ready? You ready? Let's get it on. Come on.
Time to stop talking, boys. Time to send your message. Who will send it, Diaz or Sanchez? Diego in the gold trunks, Diaz in the black trunks.
Oh, Diego's got his back. Not good for Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz is rolling into a leg bar, though. Diego's past his guard. Nick puts him back in guard.
Oh, trying to throw down the haymaker, and Diaz able to move aside.
Diaz has an excellent guard. He'd submitted Jeremy Jackson from his guard. He is dangerous.
Diaz, a brown belt in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Started with the Gracies at age 16, 6+ years ago. Diego misses. Diego is relentless in his attacks. We saw it throughout the Ultimate Fighter Season 1. We've seen it in the Octagon since his debut at 170 pounds against Brian Gassaway.
Watch your face.
Nick Diaz got some long, lanky legs.
No question.
And a good guard. Diego's in half guard now. Good elbows from the bottom.
Diego really has good ground and pound.
He's ruthless. I mean, his ground and pound stoppage of Brian Gassaway was vicious.
Did the same thing to Koscheck and Rafferty, Karolexis, and Florian.
Nice elbow. Good kicks from the bottom by Diaz, but nice elbow by Diego.
Diego is driven by a strong inner piece. Look at the flexibility of Nick Diaz. Did he catch him at all, Joe? It doesn't look like it.
Not yet. Nothing hard. Diego spinning to the back. If he can get under control, if he can get his left hand inside of the left side of Nick Diaz's head. Nick's reversed it. Nick's got a hold of a leg now. He's going to take Diego down.
All right, a frenetic pace to the beginning of this fight.
Diego's looking for Kimura on Nick's right arm.
Nick's got the right arm free now.
Good job by Nick Diaz. Now he's got Diego inside control. And Diego scrambles.
Diego spins out nicely. Wow, you can see the anger fueling both of these men. The hatred for each other. The disregard that Diaz has for the meteoric rise of Diego Sanchez.
Oh, nice knee by Diego. Oh, excellent change of levels. I like how he did that. Shot in. Now he's got his back. You got to be careful. He's got to be careful here. And he's out. Good punches from the bottom by Nick Diaz. And good punches from the top by Diego. Diego doing a great job of stacking them. Nick Diaz has to realize Diego Sanchez deserves to be here now.
Yep. Diego very overwhelming with his pacing so far in the fight.
He's an animal. This kid is a pit bull. There's very few fighters as relentless as Diego Sanchez.
Diego missed that. You gotta be careful. Break a hand right there. Absolutely. You and I thought the same thing. Side by each. Missed again. Coming down with a full force, hitting the matting, the floor underneath the matting in the octagon a couple of times.
Nick's got an arm. He got it through. Wow. Good ground and pound by Diego Sanchez.
Diaz doesn't seem really stunned yet, though.
No, he's not. Diego's looking to pass now. He's in half guard.
tell you what, this is an incredible pace, Joe, that Diego's keeping right now.
It's by both men, and it's actually even more difficult for Nick Diaz because he's carrying Diego's weight. Diego's stacking him and putting a lot of weight on him, making it difficult for him to breathe, making him move his legs constantly, making him move to avoid punches.
Oh, he caught a kick there. Diego with a smile on his face.
Oh, he's passed. Side control for Diego.
A little mouse underneath the right eye of Nick Diaz.
Nick Diaz is doing a really good job of regaining guard.
Now that's that jiu-jitsu training.
Absolutely. I mean, Cesar Gracie has one of the best camps in the country, and Nick Diaz is one of his prize students.
We all learned about the effects of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu well over a decade ago. And now we continue to gain momentum here in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Good first round for Diego Sanchez.
Wow.
Getting set for round 2 of our main event of the evening. Here from the Joint at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Mike Goldberg, Joe Rogan, and I'm gonna guess after round number 1, there's a newfound respect between Nick Diaz and Diego Sanchez.
Let's get it on. Come on. Second round of our main event of the evening. Uh-oh, Diaz with a slip. Good. But right back up. Nick would like to work the hands a little bit. Keep this on the feet for a little while, I think, Joe.
Yeah, Nick has some excellent hands.
Avoids the takedown. Diego's going to look for the takedown real quickly. He was able to gain it and ground and pound in round 1.
Diego has a great shot. Very quick.
Waited for the commit of the combination. Ducked underneath the thrown punches and got to the legs.
Nick Diaz's guard.
Diaz has Sanchez in the closed guard. Diego trying to posture up. Nick doing a good job of controlling the hands and the arms of the Nightmare Diego Sanchez. Just underway here in round 2.
Nick throwing some punches.
That's send a message. Pick him up and throw him right back down. This has been Diego's fight so far.
Oh, Diego with the ground and pound. He's looking to pass. He's got to be careful.
Diego has oftentimes claimed there never has been nor never will there be anyone like me, and he's still evolving as a fighter at 23 years old.
These guys both have a huge future ahead of them. I mean, this could be a rivalry that spans quite a few fights. Nick Diaz is starting to bleed.
Dude, these guys are the same weight classes. Hughes and Riggs and St. Pierre, for goodness sakes.
I mean, that's a phenomenal stacked weight class. Diego's got his back. Nope, he rolled. Nick Diaz is doing a great job of rolling out of that. Diego always goes to get his back. Nick recognizes it and spins out of it and reclaims guard again.
Diego always talks about losing being the worst thing there is in life. There's nothing worse than losing. He used to have nightmares about losing. Now he says he has dreams of being the nightmare in his opponent's eyes. And he is so far here tonight with Nick Diaz.
Aptly nicknamed. He's got Nick stuffed up against the fence now. This is bad for Nick. There's not as much room to move around or avoid punches.
TV star for a reason, Nick Diaz is finding out. But it doesn't mean Nick can't defeat him still. Yep, excellent kick from the bottom.
Now he's paying for it.
2 minutes, 10 seconds remains in our second round. Fight is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
Nick Diaz controlling the left arm of Diego Sanchez. Elbow from the bottom by Diaz. Finally, Diego tees off just a little bit, but not a full arsenal on the attack. Still, that being said, though, Nick Diaz has to find a way to reverse the fortunes of this fight. Joe, what can he do to do that?
Well, he's going to try to figure out some way to sweep him or stand up, which is he's doing right here. He's got to hold up Diego's leg. This is good for him. He's got to keep driving forward and roll Diego over onto his back. Nope, Diego's too strong. Diego keeps space and sprawled out.
Competition.
Diego's got the bounce.
Now this is trouble.
Nice flexibility by Nick Diaz, who rolls into a leg lock. Now he's on top.
Look at the battle royale within the octagon.
What a fight. Diego throwing an elbow from the bottom.
Diaz is the real deal, brother.
They are both the real deal. These guys are very evenly matched. Although I do have Diego winning so far.
Let's see how Diego works with his back against the mat for the first time.
Let's go, let's work.
Diaz trying to pass, and Diego spins out of it. Who's going to gain control here? The knee.
Wow.
Bloodied up is Diaz. Combination.
Diego has proven so far to be better at taking Nick down and better at holding him down.
Well, every time, and it hasn't been very often, but the couple of times that Diaz went with the combination, Joe, Diego ducks under, goes for the shoot, and he's successful bringing the fight down to his land.
All right, let's take a look at the replay. Good kick from the bottom by Nick Diaz. Bang, right on the button. Really stunned Diego there. That was an excellent kick. And you see Diaz going for that leg lock. Spins around and gets on top.
5 more minutes, all right? Now, you've been doing more than 5 minutes every day. You've been doing, relax, you've been doing 5 minutes a month. You have 5 minutes and you shock the world. 5 more minutes and you show the man upstairs. Check it out. Stitch right here, this little guy, just a little bit. Let's go. Get right from the shoot, right? Come on, who's gonna shoot, Nick?
Nick Diaz bleeding a little bit from the mouth.
Set for the third and final round.
Here we go, last round, you ready? You ready? Let's get it on, let's go, come on.
How long can Nick keep it on the feet here?
Oh, big left hand by Nick Diaz.
Jab. Wow, looking right for that shoot on the counter is Sanchez again.
Yeah, Diego's very explosive with that.
Oh, man. Dangerous spot there. Almost could have eaten a big-time knee.
Yeah, Nick is going to keep him up.
Good sprawl by Diaz.
Wow.
And he avoids again. This is going to get frustrating and tiring for Diego. And now Diego's bleeding. But down goes Diaz.
So hard to stop Diego's takedowns. He's bleeding a lot. It's hard to see where the cut is from this position, but there's a lot of blood all over the stomach of Nick Diaz that's coming out of Diego's face.
We said this would be the toughest test of his young career. It certainly has been so far.
So far, this has been the toughest test of both of their young careers.
I agree. Diaz lost one time inside the octagon. That was to Carl Parisian, who was, before injury, supposed to fight Matt Hughes in a title fight. And Diego has never lost in his mixed martial arts career, 15-0. Yeah, Diego's bloodied up, Joe. Oh, Diego closes quickly. But they're back on their feet with 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
Good job by Diego. He's got the back. He's got his back. If he, he's got double underhooks. What he needs to do is get an over-under. Get one on the outside, one up top, and one underneath, so he can really control his upper body and keep him from sliding as much. He's choosing instead to try to mount.
Diaz trying to bring it back to guard.
Diaz has got an excellent guard, very slippery.
You know, the one thing, because Nick wanted to be the striker, we haven't seen the jiu-jitsu. We've seen it here tonight. It's excellent.
And Nick Diaz is a very well-rounded fighter. Diego's got the head locked here. Look for him to throw some knees from this position. Nick is going to try to take him down. He's got him.
This
Good job by
truly
Nick
is.
Diaz. Nick Diaz is bleeding like crazy all over Diego.
This truly is, Joe, as real as it gets.
Yeah, it does. This is a fight. Wow, Diego has a bad cut over his right eyebrow. Big John McCarthy's looking in on it. I don't know if he's going to stop it. He just ate an elbow there. It would be a shame if this fight was stopped because of that. Diego's got to do something to get out of this position. That's a bad cut. And if Nick keeps dropping elbows on it, it's going to get worse.
Nick Diaz really needs to put some pressure on here, though, because one could make the argument.
Good job by Diego, utilizing the fence, and he locks up an armbar. Nick Diaz is in a lot of trouble.
Let's see what Nick can do here. 92 seconds remains.
Nick's free. He's out of danger.
They're so slippery now, Joe.
It's very difficult to hold on to an arm in that position, but it was close. Diego's up, and he reverses him.
Diaz controlling round 3 so far.
I mean, what a beautiful exchange of position. For people who don't appreciate grappling, if you don't really understand the subtle nuances of what's going on here, I mean, these are two guys who really have an excellent ground game, attacking and reversing each other.
51 seconds remains. Wow, to keep this pace up for 15 minutes, absolutely incredible. Diego still swinging for the fences.
Diego dropping bombs from the top. He's having a really hard time in getting past that guard, though. Nick has done a great job of keeping Diego in his guard.
20 seconds remains. Diego trying to finish with a flurry.
Diego's trying to pass. He's got half guard. But as soon as he gets anywhere, Nick is so slippery with his legs. He's so good at reclaiming guard.
Once again, we will render the judge's decision. Look at the look on the face of Diego. Who has won our main event of the evening, Diego Sanchez or Nick Diaz? Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Diego Nightmare Sanchez.
Diego Sanchez getting the win over Nick Diaz, part of the Ultimate Fighter Season 2 finale. I believe that was actually the main event, and it's the first stop on a 3-stop tour here on Fight Vault of back-to-back-to-back welterweight fights. Diego Sanchez coming off the Ultimate Fighter Season 1 earlier that year in 2005. He gets the win over Diaz in the main event of the Tough 2 finale. All right, right around this time, the welterweight division was still dominated by 2 people in particular. Matt Hughes, the UFC's welterweight champion, and the rising star from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, George Rush St. Pierre. Let's take a look at GSP taking on another perennial contender at 170 pounds, a guy who never captured a welterweight championship in the UFC, but a guy that did cash in on lightweight gold. Sean Shirk, the Muscle Shark. It's GSP, it's Shirk, it's Fight Vault. This is UFC Fight Pass.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist who holds a professional record of 33 wins with 1 loss and 1 draw. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Oak Grove, Illinois, Sean the Muscle Shark Shirk. And now introducing his opponent, standing in the red corner. This man is a wrestler and a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter. He holds a mixed martial arts record of 10 wins with 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 169 pounds. Fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, George Rush St. When the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Herb Dean.
Well, Joe, this is not a title fight, but there isn't a title fight that you could think of that would be a better matchup than St. Pierre versus Shirk. This is one of the fights that I was looking most forward to tonight.
Oh, this is, yeah, absolutely. This easily could be a title fight. These guys right now are in their prime, and they are at the top of the division.
And the welterweights are underway. Tonight's clock brought to you by Xience, extreme supplements for extreme results. Xience.
Oh, kick. George St. Pierre gets Sean Shirk on his back. Sean Shirk with the butterfly guard. He's got double underhooks from his back. Look for Sean to try to sweep George here. George pulls away.
Shirk is unbelievably quick. Quick to shoot, as you mentioned, and quick to escape.
Nice leg kick by Sean.
And when this fight on its feet is a definite disadvantage to Sean Shirk. You can see the reach advantage.
Yeah, and George St. Pierre is an excellent striker. Again, he trains with David Loiseau, who is one of the premier strikers in the 185-pound division. And George St. Pierre is also an enormous 170-pound fighter. Good leg kick by Sean Shirk.
Pierre trying to strike quickly and back away to utilize the reach advantage. There's the shooting technique of Shirk.
Very good takedown defense by George St. Pierre, though. Very nice, forcing Sean Shirk to stand on his feet. Exchange leg kicks. Sean eats a jab. And George goes to take Sean down.
When they start to grapple, when they start to wrestle, this is Shirk in his element.
It is Shirk in his element, but however, this is also George St. Pierre's element. He's no slouch in any faction of fighting.
Quicker exchanges you'll never see.
Nice front leg kicks by George St. Pierre. One of them went a little low. Herb Dean wisely stopping the action, checks. Sean says he's fine.
Todo bien.
Sean staying in the pocket, throwing punches. Exchange knees inside. Nobody really getting the better of these exchanges.
Yeah, good defense on display to start this first of 3 5-minute rounds. It's the first time this fight has gone into the fence. Again, when they're wrapped up like this, Shirk has an easier time getting leverage behind his punches with the shorter arms.
He has a little bit of an advantage in that when they're in tight. Nice inside leg kick. But again, nice high kick by George St. Pierre. George St. Pierre looking to keep it on the outside, move, use his reach advantage.
Inside of 2 minutes in our first of 3 scheduled rounds.
Good right leg kick and left hook. Shirk continuing to work that leg kick. Oh, nice takedown. What athleticism and power by George St. Pierre. Just lifted Sean Shirk up and slammed him into the fence there.
A violent takedown by George St. Pierre.
He's so explosive. And I don't think Sean expected him to try to take him down.
Boy, and the fact that it was St. Pierre that took Shirk down. A total role reversal here. The short blows being exchanged as we approach 1 minute here in the first round.
Sean Shirk, the butterfly guard. He's just trying to neutralize George St. Pierre here. He's got his hands clasped over his back to hold him down. What he's doing is he's keeping George St. Pierre from raising up and dropping down arms.
controlling his upper body. Trying to do it with underhooks, overhooks, anything he can, just to try to lock a hold of George's body to keep him from raising up with these elbows. But it's hard. George is slippery, and he's very strong.
Shirk opened himself up with the left when he started punching from his back.
Nice elbows. Damaging elbows by George St. Pierre.
Those were the most effective blows of the night landed by St. Pierre.
Those can stop fights.
But he wanted to check the time in this first round. Into 10 seconds now. Combinations. Boy, and not what you would have drawn up for the first round in this fight. St. Pierre getting the wrestler on his back and doing some damage with Shirk on the ground.
All right, let's take a look at the replay. Some action from the first round. First of all, let's look at the takedown defense of George St. Pierre. I mean, beautiful sprawl. Keeps the fight standing up, and now his takedown. I mean, incredible athleticism and explosive power. Gets Sean pressed up against the fence, feeds him some elbows.
Breathe visibly, all right? So you press him. This is where you start to come in, okay, buddy? This is where you start to go.
George St. Pierre was one of the more visible fighters before the event began, bouncing in and out of the ring, drinking in this fantastic sold-out atmosphere. Sean Shirk, on the other hand, did not set foot inside the casino. Spent as much time out of doors training as possible since arriving in Vegas a couple of days ago. And the action's fast to start the second round.
Again, good right leg kick by Shirk and good punches by George St. Pierre. Sean's got a good left hook in tight, but he has got to get closer. Again, nice takedown defense by George St. Pierre. And George tries to lock up a guillotine, loses it.
Good high left leg kick.
Yeah, he's got that good, nice front leg switch kick. George doing a good job sticking with the jab and then landing that high kick again.
And St. Pierre again effective in short combination bursts.
He's doing a good job with that jab. Sean Lags, a nice leg kick there, though. Oh, George with a spinning back kick. A la his teammate, David Loazo, used that kick to stop Charles McCarthy. Oh, he took a slip there. Good punches by St. Pierre.
Again, this not what we expected. This fight upright, and seemingly to Pierre's advantage, and he's the one that strikes and takes down Sean Shirk.
Sean Shirk just seems to be surprised every time St. Pierre takes him down. He looks a little tired too. Again, he's been out of action for a while. He has had a fight since his last UFC appearance. He's had many fights, but he's been basically inactive for about a year. He had one fight recently, but it was an easy fight, and that doesn't prepare you for the kind of war that you're going to get when you fight a guy like George St. Pierre. Meanwhile, George St. Pierre has fought tough guys like Jay Heron, and look at this exchange from the bottom.
Boy, St. Pierre with an effective combination of fists and elbows.
Sean Shirk looks to be in pain. His face, his nose might be broken there. He had a look of severe pain on his face. He's in danger of being stopped here. Referee Herb Dean taking a very close look at him. He's covering up.
That's it. That's it.
He stopped it. Wow. I believe Sean Shirk has a broken nose. His nose is a bloody mess.
At 2:51 in the second round, Sean Sherk could not withstand an assault of elbows and fists by Georges St-Pierre, who is the winner in this welterweight bout.
One of those strikes, I don't know if it was an elbow or a fist. We'll have to check in the replay, but you can see the pained look on Sean Sherk's face.
I was surprised that fight went as long as it did.
Let's take a look.
A fine job by the official, Herb Dean, to get in there and prevent Sean Sherk from really getting hurt.
Yeah, excellent job. There's the elbow right there that did all the damage. You see
bet.
Sean turn away.
Yeah, that was it.
He's in some serious pain
No,
there.
that was exactly the shot, Joe. You bet. That's the one that really did the damage to Sherk.
Let's get a look at that again. Here's the end of the fight. The blood is just pouring out of his face there. That's a mess. Let's take a look at the big elbow that started it all off one more time. Here it is, right here. Boom, bang.
Sean Sherk just could not get back off the mat. And to make it official, we send it into Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes 53 seconds of the second round. For the winner by TKO, Georges Rush St-Pierre.
Georges St-Pierre making the same belt gestures he made after defeating Frank Trigg as his star continues to rise in the UFC. Joe Rogan is with him now.
Congratulations, Georges St-Pierre. I mean, just when we thought that you couldn't get more impressive, you come out and, I mean, constantly improving. Was it your thought to come into this fight and take him down? Because you took him down at will.
My plan was to mix it up with him. I know he's a very well-rounded fighter, but when I mixed up with him, I thought I would mess up his mind a little bit. So my plan was to mix it up with him. And now, everybody, I want you to listen to me. I'm gonna go on my knees like that and ask the UFC management to give me a world title shot. Please, I want the belt so bad. Give it to me. I'm not gonna do a mistake this time. Give me a chance for the belt. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 5 rounds for the UFC Undisputed Welterweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, the challenger, standing to my left. This man is a raw combat fighting expert who holds a mixed martial arts record of 13 wins with 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 169 pounds. Fighting out of El Segundo, California, please welcome Frank Twinkle Toes Trigg. And now, introducing the champion, standing to my right. This man is a wrestler and an expert in the Militich fighting systems. He holds a mixed martial arts record of 38 wins with 4 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 170 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, fighting out of Hillsboro, Illinois, the former 4-time defending and now the 2-time UFC welterweight champion of the world, Matt Hughes.
Ah, the beautiful Cindy Crawford in attendance
Our
here
referee
tonight.
for this contest is Mario Yamasaki.
Mario Yamasaki, our referee.
You have any questions about the rules? No. Make sure you guys do a clean fight, okay? And good luck.
That's a stand-up, baby. Here we go.
Frank Trigg just blew him a kiss.
Matt Hughes, the champion. Mario Yamasaki, the referee.
Are you ready?
Wow, that was intense.
Are you ready?
Challenge
Let's go!
And here we go for the welterweight championship of the world. southpaw. High kick blocked.
That just highlights what I was saying about Matt Hughes. I mean, this is a guy who's constantly evolving.
And you know they work hands in the Miletich camp.
They work everything. Tie up.
Who will get the first big takedown? Remember, Frank did take Matt down in the first matchup. Wow, this is a battle of great wrestlers in this position, buddy.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see two guys who could have very easily competed in wrestling find their way to
He got
hit the ball.
He got hit, yeah. Oh, he's still going after, and he's trying to finish him. Frank Trent looking to finish Matt Hughes.
Wow, he got rocked.
Frank Trent looking to finish Matt Hughes.
He got hit in the groin, looked to referee Mario Yamasaki. Mario Yamasaki didn't stop it. Frank Trent took advantage of it.
Wow. And now Frank Trent in a good position. Trying to finish the fight here quickly against Matt Hughes.
He's got the mount. You hear Rico Chaparelli in his corner saying, relax and breathe, and Trig, you're looking good. Trig took advantage of an opportunity. I mean,
he did the right thing. You continue to go until you're told to stop.
Absolutely. I mean, Matt looked to help from the referee, but Mario Yamasaki didn't see the groin strike. Good control by Trig. Nice mount. Matt tries to bring him up, but he gets his back. Could this be payback for the first fight?
Could this be exactly like the first fight?
Matt Hughes choked down Frank Trigg with a rear naked choke in the first fight. Now he finds himself in the same situation with Trigg on his back.
Hughes has recovered from the unintentional strike, but can he survive this bad position he has been put into?
I've never seen Trigg rather choke anybody out like this. He's got a hold.
Matt Hughes in survival mode here.
Trigg's doing a really good job of holding it back. Now he's got it up again.
If he stands up, it could be identical to what we saw before with the other fighter taking advantage.
Matt's face is going red. He might have to tap.
Oh, Matt Hughes survives. Matt Hughes survives.
And the back. And here we go. The breakup defeat. And he pulls it out.
Are you kidding me?
It's payback time. And Matt Hughes has the belt.
And he will try to ground and pound Trigg, who must be exhausted from trying to close down that choke.
Absolutely. This has got to be disheartening for Trigg here. He thought he had him. He took advantage of a mistake by Hughes.
Gives him his back.
Oh my God. He's got it. He's got it.
Nice elbow by Hughes. And another one delivered to Trigg.
Good job by Trigg rolling away from the rear naked choke, but Matt Hughes has still got him mounted. And dropping those elbows.
This is what the UFC is all about. Big elbows by Hughes.
He has stopped a lot of people from this position.
Trigg
He's got the back again.
Will he really stand up here, Joe? I just picture the great finish before. Hughes would be happy to let him stand up, get those hooks in and pull down that neck as he did before.
He's got it. He's got it. He's got it.
Trigg. It's all over. Matt Hughes remains the welterweight champion.
Incredible. Incredible.
That man is as great a champion as we have ever witnessed here in the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Matt Hughes showing incredible character, incredible resolve, the ability to withstand pressure. He got rocked, he got kicked in the groin, it hurt. He turned to the referee for safety. The referee said that he didn't see the shot, keep going. He got rocked by a couple punches. Trigg had his back. Let's take a look at the first knee. This is the first knee to the groin that started things off badly for Matt. Bang! Right on the nugget. See, he turns to Mario Yamasaki to tell him he got hit. And then he got rocked. Trigg raining down punches.
Listen. Oh,
Watch it.
You hear Mario Yamasaki said, look out for the knee, but he didn't do anything to stop it, and Trigg took full advantage of this.
And then Trigg was so exhausted after trying to put the choke down that he could not survive the reversal of fortunes.
Beautiful job by Matt Hughes, overcoming diversity and finishing the fight the exact same way he finished the first fight.
The Iceman Chuck Liddell, watching from his locker room, reacting to the end of the fight. Oh my! Cindy Crawford amongst the beautiful celebrities in attendance tonight. Pamela Anderson sitting down right behind her. And that man remains our champion. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes 5 seconds of the very first round. For the winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, and still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Matt Hughes.
Oh my goodness, here's Joe Rogan.
Matt, you showed incredible championship heart and determination. It looked like you got hit in the groin, and you turned to Mario Yamasaki to try to let him know to get some time, and Trigg took advantage of that.
Trigg didn't do anything wrong. You pursue until you're told to stop. Mario was in a bad position, didn't see the low blow, no big deal.
How hurt were you, and how close was he to finishing that fight at that point?
Well, there was no end in sight. There was no stop for me. It just put me in a situation to where I thought the ref would have saw that. It was obvious a low blow.
Here's the end of the fight right here.
Well, I thought he was going to pull the arm off like he does, so Jeremy taught me a counter to it, that lock right there, and that's what got it for me, was because Trigg was defending the last time I got the rear naked on him.
Deja vu, same move, 2 times in a row, 2 victories. Congratulations once again, as always.
I want to thank my sponsors, 300 Below Cryogenics, Armalite, Rick's Tire Barn, Tap Out, Full Contact Fighter, and Go Fast Energy Drink.
Congratulations.
And I want to say one more thing. I want to thank God for giving me all the power to do this. And Matt Lindland, if you want somebody to fight, I got a couple guys in my camp, including myself and Jeremy Horn, that will gladly take you up on it.
Matt, congratulations, and look forward to seeing more of you in the future. Matt Hughes, ladies and gentlemen.
Matt Hughes at 185. Oh, wow. He is a great champion, and great class shown by Frank Trigg. And I like how he talked about the errant hit as well, and that Frank did nothing wrong. Frank Trigg with Joe Rogan.
Frank, so close. You were so close. How do you feel now?
Holy I gotta tell you what. Man, he was out against the fence. He was out. I hit him again. He was getting worse. Mario never stopped it. Matt, like a true champ he is, kept going, kept fighting. 2 times in a row against Matt. I'm 0-2. Both times we were a naked choke.
You're so close to victory. You were so close to the championship. What's next for you?
I don't know. I got to go back to the drawing board again. Last time I lost to Matt, I had a complete life change, a complete reinvention of who I am. I had to go back and redo everything all over again. Had to sit down and talk to my kids, Frank and Kiara, and make sure they wanted me to keep doing this. Had to talk to my partners, Rico and Ken and Mo, and make sure that we wanted to keep pursuing this. And we came back strong. I had 2 great victories against 2 real tough opponents. I thought I had Matt's number tonight. 10 seconds closer, I would have had it.
Well, we've seen from your time in the Octagon continued improvement, and I'm sure we're going to see it again, and we look forward to seeing more of you in the future. Frank Trigg, ladies and gentlemen, you know.
Now, I don't know if that is still Dana White's favorite fight of all time, but it was for quite a long time. I can say that with 100% confidence, and for good reason. You know, it's bad when a referee misses a low blow. Mario Yamasaki definitely missed a low blow that night. Trigg caught Hughes low, let the fight go. But I'm almost happy that he missed it, because what we saw Matt Hughes get through and then overcome to get his hand raised, honestly, it's one of the most insane victories in mixed martial arts history. I mean, a lot of guys get hit like that below the belt. They need their 5 minutes. Hughes was not afforded 5 seconds, let alone 5 minutes. He comes back. He gets a rear naked choke. Big stuff there for Matt Hughes. All right, we're wrapping up here our look back at 2005 on Fight Vault from UFC Fight Pass. I'm TJ DeSantis. If you want to see a fight or have a theme you would like suggested, drop it below in the comments. I think this is where YouTubers generally say like, comment, subscribe, tell your mom. One of those things I might have added in there. But yeah, drop a little comment there and tell us what you would like to look at in Fight Vault. It can be anything. It could be a year. It could be maybe your favorite fighter's like career run. I've been thinking about maybe just grabbing a UFC title and then watching every single title fight that we can fit here in Fight Vault. Whatever you want. There are no rules, essentially. Let me know what you would like to see here on Fight Vault in the comments below. Or you can always get at me on social media. I am at TJ DeSantis. All right, final stop here in Fight Vault for 2005. We could not do 2005 without talking about The Ultimate Fighter Season 1. And it culminated with one of the greatest fights in mixed martial arts history. Maybe not the most technical of fights, maybe not a purist's dream, but man, did it accomplish a mission that the UFC had set out with that season of The Ultimate Fighter, and that was just creating new fans. It was April 9th, 2005, Ultimate Fighter finale. A lot of people misremember this as being the main event of the evening. It was not, but it was the biggest fight that anyone could have hoped for. You know what I'm talking about, right? Forrest Griffin, Stephan Bonnar, and I challenge you to score this fight because I'm curious what you think. It was very close. Both got contracts for good reason, but one man got their hand raised as the winner, but everyone won in this fight. I did, you did, the UFC did, the sport did. Let's find out who did. If for some reason you don't know who won, I'm not even going to spoil it for you. Just sit back and enjoy. It's Griffin Bonnar won. It's Fight Vault. We'll see you next time here on UFC Fight Pass.
Our tale of the tape for this light heavyweight final here on The Ultimate Fighter. Forrest Griffin, 26 years old, 2 years younger than the Chicago kid, Stephan Bonnar. Both like to strike, both want to bring home the big check and a UFC contract here tonight. Once again, with our official introductions, the veteran voice of the Octagon, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing to my left. This man is a mixed martial artist who holds a professional record of 9 wins with 2 losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall and weighed in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Athens, Georgia, please welcome Forrest Griffin! And now introducing his opponent standing across the octagon. This fighter is a mixed martial artist who holds a professional record of 9 wins with 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall and weighed in at 204 pounds. Fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, please welcome the American Psycho, Stephan Bonnar!
Loving tonight's activity, the celebrities in abundance. Stephan Bonnar, our referee Herb Dean. Who will reign supreme at 205? Will it be Bonnar from Chicago or Forrest Griffin from Athens, Georgia?
You ready to fight?
We are anticipating a slugfest, and here we go.
Here we go.
6-figure contract on the line.
Whoa, big right hand by Forrest. Bonnar gets out of the way. These guys are swinging. Inside leg kick by Bonnar.
I thought Forrest was supposed to wait to get punched first. Oh, trying that overhead.
Nice fake with the kick and then the overhand by Griffin.
Yeah, you think he learned that from Chuck Liddell? Chuck does that with the left all the time.
Absolutely.
These are two men who never switched camps during the show. Griffin, Liddell, Bonner, Couture. And Griffin loves the competition. Both have really good reach here.
Nice left and right. Oh, right.
Yeah,
nice right by Griffin. He rocked him there.
And the kick.
Good jab by Bonner, but good counters by Forrest.
In and out for Stephan Bonner. I think when somebody gets the better of the striking, then it may go to the ground. Until then,
Nice
I think
right
these
hand.
guys are going to go toe-to-toe,
Yeah,
Joe.
so far Forrest is getting the better of these exchanges. He's landed a couple of really nice right hands. Stephan hasn't really landed anything of note yet. Not, again, nice step in, but good counter by Bonner. He stayed in the pocket and countered.
Oh, toe-to-toe they go. Here in round number 1, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. At this pace, could it last that long? Forrest taking the center of the octagon, and continuously Stephan Bonner circling on the outside. Bonner in the green trimmed trunks, and Griffin in the blue trimmed trunks.
Couple wild shots by Forrest. Nice turn and side kick.
Back kick. Oh, and
good
a
head
high
kick.
with the knee.
Oh, Stephan Bonner staying in the pocket.
Bonner teeing off. And here we go.
Wow, big right hand. What a war between these two guys.
Oh, just missed with the right.
Oh, Bonner got caught there.
Knees
This is
to
a
the
brutal
midsection.
battle here. These guys are swinging.
So you want to be an ultimate fighter?
Wow. What a fight. Big right hand by Forrest. Stephan's rocked.
Just missed with the knee.
He's rocked, though. He is rocked.
Comes
but
over
he
the
still
top.
stays in there. What heart. Another nice right hand by Forrest.
Oh, uppercut caught
Stephan
him.
Bonner's taking some shots. Forrest
And
takes him
down
to the
they
ground.
go.
And Bonner rolls him over. Nice
Wow, what a
reversal by
start to
Bonner.
this matchup.
Forrest has got him in half guard, working for full guard here. What he's trying to do is get his left leg out from in between Stephan's two legs and either stand up or get him into full guard. He's up. There he goes.
They are back on their feet.
What a battle of wills. Good right hand by Forrest and a good counter by Stephan Bonner. Forrest turns away.
Here we go again. Bonner with that long jab.
Good right hand by Bonner. Stephan Bonner's got a lot of courage in these exchanges. This really stays in the pocket.
Forrest Griffin
Forrest
with a smile.
smiled at him.
Yep. He's got a little cut under his right eye, Joe. And then when they clinch again, Forrest trying to go with the uppercut. Comes over the top with the right.
Nothing happened to that, though. He blocked it.
How long can they stay at this pace?
Both these guys have been rocked. This is an incredible round.
This is exactly what they told us all this week during our time with them at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, our host hotel, that they would fight in this fashion.
It's really kind of unfortunate that someone's going to lose this bout. It's so entertaining.
Oh,
nice knee.
big knee.
Forrest,
And
nice
a right
knee
by
and a right
Forrest
hand.
Griffin. Oh,
Good right hand by Bonner. And another one. Forrest is rocked. Good left hook.
And a knee.
What a battle. I would hate to have to score this fight.
And they hold on with 50 seconds remaining in round 1. 8 light heavyweights with it down to 2. It will soon be 1.
Nice elbow by Forrest. Stephan Bonner working off his back again. He wants to retain guard. He wants to either get to full guard or again get back up to his feet. Or possibly work for a sweep. Right now he's in half guard. He wants to get his left leg from out in between the two legs of Forrest and get himself in a better defensive position. Uh-oh, he's up. Forrest got his back.
Time is going to be a
Forrest
victim here.
Griffin's got his back.
15 seconds, Joe.
15 seconds to go, but he can still land some. Oh, he's out. He snuck out the back. But he's got an arm. Forrest still has an arm.
Chuck Liddell looking on at this incredible first round. We will be back with round
Stephan's
2
out of danger.
in a moment.
Wow. What a round. Wow.
Forrest Griffin put all of his belongings in an 8x10 storage unit to try to beat Stephan Bonner and become the ultimate fighter. Stephan Bonner gave Forrest what he wanted. He punched him in the mouth so Forrest could figure out his game plan.
You know, they both punched each other in the mouth. That was probably one of the most, that's the most exciting round I think I've ever seen.
Ultimate Fighting Championship history tonight.
That was the Hagler-Hearns first round of Ultimate Fighting Championship history.
Shaking out the arms. Somebody's going to get knocked out, partner.
This is an incredible fight.
Somebody is going to get rocked.
So evenly matched. You know, that's the incredible thing about it.
Forrest beats Schonauer and Hoger. Bonner beats Southworth and Swick. Light heavyweights matching up here. Let's see if the pace can continue to be as torrid as it was in the first 5 minutes.
He faked the kick and went for a spin there. Good jab. Stephan Bonner rocked him. Forrest Griffin ties him up against the fence. He gets him down.
Takes him down.
And looks for the mount. Stephan Bonner keeps him in half guard.
Now remember I said in the first round, when somebody starts to get the better of the striking, I think there'll be a takedown.
It looks like Forrest is bleeding bad.
Yep.
This might be the cut that he had on the show. I can't tell at this point.
Remember, it was a cut over his left eye.
It looks like it's in his nose, actually.
On the show, and he almost wasn't able to fight. In the finals,
this looks like a bad cut.
Finals against Sam Hoger.
Referee Herb Dean's going to get a doctor to look at it. He's got a huge gash on his nose.
It's his nose. So it's not the cut over his eye. And that has had a lot of time to heal. And look, still, Forrest Griffin just smiling. And Stephan Bonner going toe-to-toe with Forrest Griffin.
I would really hate to see the fight stop because of this. It doesn't look like they're going to stop it because it's not any danger of going into his eyes.
And here
they go again. This has got to be an advantage for Bonner right now, though. This place is erupting. The crowd in here is just on its feet.
Oh, uppercut just missed. Toe-to-toe they go. Oh, and a left
big right hand by Bonner. And Forrest stops the takedown.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Ultimate Fighting Championship. The toughest fighters in the world.
Nice jabs by Bonner.
Bonner trying to close in now. Now it's Bonner taking the center of the octagon.
He's landing some pretty good punches here.
Forrest comes over the top.
Forrest is swinging wide at this point, though. Fatigue might be setting in. He's looking for the takedown. See if Bonner can stay up. He reaches for a Kimura. Forrest with the knee.
Bonner doing a good job of deflecting the knees.
He's blocking him.
Oh, Forrest
he looks very weary. Forrest looks very weary. He looked up at the big screen to see the time.
Yeah, Forrest is running out of gas, Joe. 2:17 remaining here in the second round.
Muay Thai clinch and a big knee by Bonner. Forrest is rocked.
Forrest is in big trouble. See if he
Forrest is
delivers
very
the knee
tired
again.
here. He's very tired and he's rocked. But still, what courage. And he takes him down.
Fighting towards exhaustion.
This is just an unbelievable battle of attrition here. These guys are not leaving anything in the tank.
Welcome to the Ultimate Fighting Championship world. They are on their feet.
What a
here
war.
at the Cox Pavilion. Listen to the crowd react.
Nice knee by Forrest. Looks like he's catching a second wind. And they break away. Bonner with a right hand.
Bonner relentless in his
right
attack.
hand. Forrest with a counter.
Ducks under the right hand.
Swinging.
Oh, a jab that connects. Randy Couture loving the action. Stephan Bonner's coach.
Nice jab by Forrest.
Tried to go high. Under a minute remains in round two.
Nice inside knee.
Oh, my goodness.
Nice jab by Forrest.
You
good
wanna
left
talk
hook by
about a
Bonner.
chin.
Nice jab.
Right
Bonner's
on the
lighting him
nose.
up. Bonner's got to step away now and land some shots. Another good right hand.
Listen to this crowd.
Nice knee
truly is one of the greatest moments in UFC history.
Stephan Bonner just looked up at the big screen before to get his shot at the time, right before that round ended. These guys are really, really exhausted. And that is a nasty cut on Forrest Griffin's nose. The doctor's coming in to look at it again.
Let's ditch work here.
I can't say enough about how impressed I am by the heart, the courage, and the determination being shown by these two guys. What an incredible war.
Keep your hands up. Hey, all you gotta do is keep your hands up.
There might be 3 contracts given out tonight, not 2, buddy.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I want to see both these guys again, no matter what. I mean, talk about heart.
Oh, my. Bonner and Griffin going toe-to-toe in a fashion in my over 40 events that I've done in the Ultimate Fighting Championship that I never remember 2 men going toe-to-toe so diligently for 10 straight minutes, Joe.
These guys want that contract so bad. I mean, this is their dream. It's in front of them. But what they're both saying, these are 2 walls colliding with each other and looking for a weakness. And this is just an incredible display of courage and skill.
Oh, my. Priceless look on the face of Forrest Griffin.
Here we go.
Who will become the Ultimate Fighter?
Nice leg kick by Forrest.
Good leg kick.
Nice counter by Bonner. Forrest lands a good leg kick to finish that exchange.
Pace is slowed, at least at the start of this 3rd and final round.
This may very well just boil down to who wants it more and who trained harder. Slight little differences in their training regime might decide this fight.
Both have tried the Muay Thai, pulled down the head of your opponent, try to deliver the knee. Now they're so slippery, Joe, it's tough to get that clinch, isn't it?
Absolutely, and you know what? I would not be, nice jumping knee by Forrest. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a 4th round. I wouldn't be surprised if we had to go to a sudden death.
Keep in mind that here tonight, because everything is on stake, here on The Ultimate Fighter and the light heavyweight finals finale, if we have a draw after 3 rounds, we would go to a 3-minute sudden victory round 4. So we should keep that in mind if indeed this fight is considered a draw if it lasts another 3 minutes and 24 seconds.
Absolutely, and you know what? I think these guys are both thinking about that right now too. Like, wow, I might have to do this again. Nice exchange. Good punches by Bonner inside. Forrest has got the tie clinch. Bonner shrugs him off. Good left hand by Bonner. He's looking to counter.
I mean, Forrest said, I didn't want to lose the battle of wits to this guy. Who's going to win the battle of attrition? Because that is what this has come down to.
Nice right hand right there by Forrest.
I mean, this is the culmination of The Ultimate Fighter. This is what Ultimate Fighting is all about.
2 minutes and 45 seconds to go, and in my opinion, it's anybody's fight. Nice leg kick.
And oh, by the way, Ken Shamrock and Rich Franklin still to fight here on
by
Fight
the way.
TV.
Nice jabs by Bonner. Looks to counter. Bonner's looking to counter here.
Bonner has slowed the pace here, though, in this 3rd and final round. As you said, looking for the counter. Forrest, I think, is thinking the same thing. Bonner
Forrest has had some good success with those leg kicks. You know what? When it's coming down to the last couple minutes, these guys are swinging for the fences.
No question about it, Joe. Who's going to knock one out of the park? Oh, my. Bonner closing.
Wow. That's just exhaustion right there. That wasn't even from a punch. These guys are literally giving it everything they have here.
145 remains in the 3rd and perhaps final round.
each other. As soon as one moves forward, they're looking to meet and counter. I mean, this is just nice right hand by Bonner and a beautiful counter. Excuse me, right hand by Forrest and a beautiful counter by Bonner.
Toe-to-toe for going on almost 14 minutes.
Oh, good right hand by Forrest.
And over the top.
What is keeping these guys going?
Bloodied, battered, but neither can be beaten. And they are on their feet again. Here at the
This crowd is going nuts. War I think I've ever seen.
You want sudden victory, don't you?
I don't know. I don't even know. I'm in awe. I'm just honored to be here watching this.
Dana White, UFC president, the vision that the Ultimate Fighting Championship
Forrest goes with the wheel kick. Excuse me, Bonner goes with the wheel kick.
That it could come down to something like this. Straight right. They are exhausted. 15 seconds.
Forrest with the game by Bonner counters with some good punches inside. Whoa, wild hand by Forrest.
5 seconds. Oh,
wow.
What a finish.
What
a finish.
I say hand out 2 contracts. How do you call a winner in that? There's 2 winners in that fight, period. That's not even a draw. Wow. I mean, I'm sure if you went over it with a fine-tooth comb during the replay, hindsight being 20/20, you might find the one person who landed a few more blows, maybe a small percentage, did a little bit more damage, but wow. How do you call anybody a winner in that fight? Phenomenal.
You call them both the winners.
Both winners, without a doubt.
You call them both winners and both champions.
3 minute overtime. Let's take a look at the replay.
Yeah, I know you did.
Here's the wheel kick that Stephan Bonner attempted. I mean, that's after, 8 minutes of, 15 minutes of war to throw a kick like that.
No, there's no overtime on this.
Oh, there might just be. There might just be, baby.
2, 3, kick.
This easily could go to overtime.
Absolutely.
I mean, I almost hate to see it. These guys put out such an incredible display. I would almost...
Stephan Bonner, Forrest Griffin, battle toe-to-toe for 15 minutes. Forrest Griffin. Stephan Bonner. 15 minutes toe-to-toe. Who will become the Ultimate Fighter? Official decision is in. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen in attendance here tonight, and the millions of UFC fans watching around the world, you have just witnessed 3 rounds of the greatest action seen inside the octagon in the history of the UFC. Let's have a big hand for these UFC light heavyweight warriors. And now we go to the judges' scorecards for the decision. Jeff Mullen scores the bout 29-28. Tony Weeks scores the bout 29-28. And Dalby Shirley scores the bout 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Forrest Griffin! Let's have a big hand for Stephan Bonner. These men are the reason why the UFC has the greatest fighting athletes in the world.
Unanimous decision victory to 26-year-old Forrest Griffin. He is the Ultimate Fighter. What a toe-to-toe battle. Josh Koscheck. Wow, what a great fight. Forrest was outstanding, as was Stephan Bonner. Oh, where do you begin in round 1? Toe-to-toe they went. Spinning back kick. The high kick. The throws. Stephan Bonnar teeing off and teeing off over and over again. But Forrest relentless in battling and coming back over and over. Forrest Griffin, remember in the semifinals, cut over the eye. And we thought when he was bleeding they might have reopened that wound. Instead, his nose was just busted up by the relentless attack of Stephan Bonnar. We said this fight would be stand-up until one man started losing. But no man really ever seemed to be a loser in this fight. They continued to come and come and come again. The longer this fight goes, Stephan Bonnar said, the more a street brawl it will be. And that is exactly what we had. We had a good old-fashioned street brawl. And in round 3, while the pace slowed momentarily, the action picked up as we reached our way towards conclusion. The jabs were powerful. And for these men to still be on their feet after throwing and delivering and accepting the punishment which is the Ultimate Fighting Championship is absolutely astounding. These men are the true warriors of the 21st century. These are your Ultimate Fighters. Here is UFC President Dana White.
Oh my God. That is what it's all about right there. Once again, on behalf of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, myself, your coaches, Chuck and Randy, congratulations. We present you with the UFC Light Heavyweight Trophy. You are the Ultimate Fighter. Also, for winning, you get the keys to a brand new 2005 Scion, the newest line of vehicles from Toyota. And you also get a Thumpster dirt bike, which we don't want you to ride, from Alien Motors, and an Audemars Piguet watch from the Jewelers of Las Vegas. Congratulations, Forrest Griffin, you are the Ultimate Fighter.
I could pound this for life.
But first off, one more second here. Frank, Lorenzo, and I have gotten together and we've decided there is no loser in this fight. And we're gonna offer Stephan Bonnar a 6-figure contract with the UFC. Congratulations. What a war.